Hello, my neighbor. We got another fun bit today. Let's talk about Chicago is dangerous. Would you sue the mayor for breaking the trust? All right. So this is our question, and this is the jump off bit. So we're seeing right now that a bunch of cities in America are all turned out and they're all tricked out because they have people that don't know how to manage the trust. Okay. So we know that this goes over a lot of people's heads because we've been explaining this for a while now, but it is what it is. And we just have fun now just showing people the terms and the conditions. Okay. So check this out. When a lot of people say trust, what are you talking about? This is a direct democracy. And I'm just like, nah, dude, you're a trustee. I'm one of the people with all political power and you are my trustee. You are essentially my servant. Okay. So you have a duty and you have an obligation to obey your master. All right. So check out this bit right here. This is just coming from one of our state's constitutions. Look at what it says. People, the source of power. That all power is vested in and consequently derived from the people, that magistrates are their trustees and servants, and at all times amenable to them. Okay, so that's a term, and that's an agreement right there. That's a provision from one of our constitutions. So when you swore and you swear to support and defend the constitutions, right, this is what you're swearing to right here. You're saying, yep, I agree with that term and I agree with that condition. That means you're bound. Okay. That means that you are my a magistrate, you are my trustee, and you are my servant. Okay. And when I present myself to you, I expect you to lock on. All right. Now check out what magistrate is. Magistrate is a public civil officer invested with the executive government or some branch of it. All right. What does that look like? That looks like every legislative entity. That looks like every executive entity. And that looks like every judicial entity. You are my magistrate. Okay. You are my trustee. You are my servant. All right. Let's keep it going. Fiduciary. We like this one right here too, because remember, it said trustees, right? So magistrates are their trustees and servants. All right. I know what a trustee is and a servant is because I am my father's servant and I love it. Check out what fiduciary is. Fiduciary is to trust. Fiduciary, one who holds a thing in trust. Fiduciary, a trustee. All right. So the mayors, the executive entities, the legislative entities, and the judicial entities are fiduciaries of the people. All right. These are the terms and these are the conditions, man. We're just showing you in simplicity right now. Okay. Because we see a lot of cities are being turned out right now, and that's not cool. So here goes a summary of a breach of fiduciary, right? So if somebody breaks the trust, right? If somebody doesn't follow the terms and the conditions as written, then that means they're breaking the trust. They're breaking the contract. And, we could take it to court. If you break the contract, then we could take you to court. All right. So whatever hat that you may have on after you swear to be one of the people's servants, then that means you're bound to the terms and the conditions. You are a trustee. You are a servant of we the people, okay? And if I'm seeing that it's dangerous in my city right now, I'm like, oh no, it's really dangerous in my city right now. I got stores that are getting broken into. I got potholes. I got city lights out. They got people robbing me on scooters and all sorts of things like that. You guys allowed a whole nother group of people to come in and benefit from the trust, right? I'm just like, whoa, bro, I don't think you know what you're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and slow down and let me show you that you're breaking the trust. Let me show you that you don't understand the terms and the conditions that you agree to serve because you're breaking the trust, okay? It's a job description. Check this out. A breach of fiduciary duty occurs when a person or entity in a position of trust, like the mayor, fails to act in the best interest of the party, like the people they represent, potentially resulting in a legal action and significant personal and professional consequences, okay? Actions have consequences, or your lack of actions also have consequences too, right? So if my city is dangerous right now because you don't know what it is that you're doing, and then the people that you're hiring don't know what it is that they're doing because they have some sort of ideology, that they think that they need to put on me as one of the people, you're breaking the trust, man. You're breaking the trust, okay? Check this out. So much fun. All right, to establish rewind. This can involve, meaning a breach, this can involve actions such as misappropriating assets, like you're giving my money to somebody else, or you're giving housing to somebody else. Failing to disclose conflicts of interest, like your political party, right? Like your political party has some type of authority over the people's government. Not true, right? Self-dealing, like your political party, or like you hiring your family to do jobs within the government. That's not cool either, okay? Negligent management, okay? So if you don't follow the terms and you don't follow the conditions, like if I can't get my arms because you've made it so difficult for me to get my arms, and now I'm getting harmed and I'm getting damaged because there's a bunch of wild people out here on the street just taking my cookies now because you made it really difficult. You made it difficult for the police to do their job, and you've also made it difficult for me to do my job, okay? That's bad management or negligent management. Or failing to distribute assets, and it applies to various relationships, okay? These are all the other entities. And various relationships including corporate directors, trustees, attorneys, agents, and partners, all right? So if you want to do that whole public-private partnership, then that means that you're also bound to these terms and these conditions too. And if you're not following the rules, we're going to get you too, okay? Check this out. To establish a breach, 4 elements must typically be proven: the existence of a fiduciary relationship, the constitutions. That's right there. That's the fact that we know, that all the people know, that when you sworn to support and defend the Constitution, that means that there's an existence of a fiduciary relationship. A breach of duty. It's dangerous. My city is super dangerous right now because of all the mismanagement that you've been doing. It's like I can't even walk down the street without the fear of me getting robbed, okay, or punched in the face. All right, check this out. Resulting damages, okay, so like people are punching me in the face because they're calling me something out of my name, and causal link between the breach and the damages. So if all you have to do is follow the law, and all you have to do is execute the law, and the law is written within our state's constitutions, and if I don't feel safe, and if I don't feel happy, and if I feel like you're not benefiting me, then that means that there's a breach in the trust, right? You broke the trust, man, and you're breaking it all day, all night, and we don't like that, okay? So we just wanted to lay down that bit right there because we just want to show you how we stand, right? This is how we stand. Other people stand in different areas of their life. I mean, that's fine. That's fair. You can do what you want to do. Me, I'm just one of the people with all political power, and I know how to stand on the trust because I created the trust. Okay, my neighbor? All right, we're done. So let me know what you think. Is your city dangerous? And if your city is dangerous, would you sue the mayor, right? Yes or no? Let me know. All right, my neighbor? Until then, I'll talk to you guys in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.